We're about to take it back.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Tony and Lee on the radio. Dr. Joe's therapy on the radio. The love got me going live on the radio. Two mics and the mind on the radio. Radio, turned up 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 on the radio. Two nights and the time. Two nights and the time. Two nights and the time. Two nights and the mind.
What up? What up? What up?
Man, making it do what should do. What's happening?
What now?
Party, people. Well, yeah, what's cooking?
Doing good, feeling good, looking good. What more can I say? What
Let's
more
say I'm
can I
still. Go ahead and say you still. Better thing than way to.
I'll say that. I want to send a special shout out to my turtleneck supporters. Y'all, we having a turtleneck weekend. I want everybody to support the way they turtleneck this weekend coming up Friday and Saturday. Y'all put on y'all turtleneck.
Tell them to go ahead and what y'all gonna do if y'all gonna waste time with that, and just go ahead on just start the messing your draws and stop. It'll be the same equivalent as wearing that. So everybody have a turtle head.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
What's going on, everybody? How y'all?
Anything interesting during the week?
Preacher man, you sound a little congested. Tell the world what's going on with you.
Oh, still beautiful. This cold came down on me, and I've been trying to keep it down and keep it from getting extreme, but you know how it goes. She's on me. She is on me like Tula Well when she first met me.
Well, you got a cold, but all the ladies keep telling me that I'm hot.
No, when they tell you know that. You know what? Now that could be true. I heard something about Puffy had something too.
No.
Was you at one of them daily parties? Yeah.
No, buddy.
Man, you know what? That's amazing too. Just on the stop, I was listening. I listened to some of the video and some of the just people, really just clout chasing, trying to get views. Putting stuff on is incorrect. Which I know, like the young ladies that came out, their stories hadn't been true. And they did a lot. And I think they ought to go to jail. Honestly, is Puffy a bad guy? Yeah, but that don't give nobody a right. It don't give you a right to lie on nobody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. Yeah, let people go to jail for what are you going to jail for? Why are you gonna make up lies on somebody? You're gonna run other people's reputation, drug other people. I don't know if you've seen on YouTube, you'll see I see they'll have some like hypothetical, like say Sean Diddy trying to kill him and another man about to kiss each other in the mouth. It's like, what's the purpose of that? That's not true. You got people literally you thinking, oh, I'm getting viewed. How many people gonna keep viewing you when they see you a liar?
Mm-hmm.
It's just scary. People want money so bad. Like, we ain't gonna be putting no fake stories up here trying to, it's what it is. I mean, hey, you want to watch, you want to engage, you want truth, you want to have real conversation, you want to fix issues. Let's talk. You want to sit around and just make up lies on people that's not true. And when somebody do it to you, just be good. That's all I'm saying. Just be real good now when somebody come back and do it to you. The young lady who, the young guy, well, not the young guy, well, he's younger than me, but looks older. Courtney, who did the book, claiming he had the junk drive or something for Kim Porter book. That whole thing a lie. He can't get his story straight. I sent a video exposing that. He said he got the video the day she died. Then what's her name? That Simmons, Kimora Simmons gave it to him. She said she don't even know if she didn't give it to him. Then he comes back and say he got it 3 weeks before she died. And what make it bad, supposedly his story he wrote, she wrote it up until she died. So it's like, how can she give you something 3 weeks when she died and she wrote it up until she died? So it's like, you just make no sense. Like people like he need to go to jail. He got a big mess. You done put on this thing in a book that they're the oldest boy, Quincy, who is his adopted son. And, so Quincy, dad is Al B. Sure, and his adopted father is Puffy. You saying these guys were doing oral sex with each other. Man, that she was having sex with all these people the whole time while she was pregnant for 9 months. That's embarrassing, man. It's somebody's mama. Why would you do that?
Right.
So he need to go to jail. He needs to be in prison. That I don't, some stuff, I used to rag on preachers a lot. Everybody know Jakes, people that know him know Jakes, Long, Dollar, all these people, Eddie Long, Jamal, all these guys. But I ain't finna sit here and lie on nobody. Be saying, you don't know. I seen you kiss another man. And I ain't saying, that don't make sense. Don't do that. Get people for what they done. Don't make up stuff on people.
Yeah, he got enough time problems what he done. Do you think he gonna get out anytime soon?
Let me tell you something. That whole situation is tricky. I think this whole situation is going to be a real big change with YouTube. As far as people with these pages and content people, I think they're going to come after them with a lot of regulations. And that's going to be because of this and the lies. And I think these people were purposely put on here. You got to remember, a lot of people are not getting their news from television. People getting their news from internet. You hear more now that you don't hear on the news from Instagram.
Right. Social media.
So they've lost it. If the news stations will never recover. So I could see where these people could be planted so they can get people back to television. Because everybody now, and I seen I watched enough, I've studied enough with these people. You got a lot of these content people, they're arguing, fighting with each other. They're coming out against Jaguar, right? She was one of the biggest ones coming out, had a little show going there. She's on everybody's show, bouncing from show to show like Gene Deal. Now Gene Deal got his own show. And people calling them out, telling them, hey, how could you know all this unless you was involved? Now they mad, cussing people out. Oh, you open that window up. I can't tell you for 20 years stuff he done, and I ain't have no participation. He went in the room with, just hypothetically, he's saying, he went in the room with Ja Rule. That's what he said, supposedly. He went in the room with Ja Rule. They closed the door. They in there, I think he said he was bodyguard. If I be correct, he did. If I be correct. So that Ja Rule cousin came and he like, no, you can't get in. So he hit the door. He came out the door with a towel. You don't want to come in here. There's some effing stuff going on here, some freaky essays going on in him. And who does that? If you had to say, well, no, why you run out with a towel around you to tell your cousin you don't want to come in because some freaky stuff going on in him? And if you're another man, it just don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Keep him out, but I'm gonna come out with a towel and let him know what I'm doing. It's wild. So a lot of these people getting called out. A lot of them I think it's a lady, she's actually brought a case against Gene Deal.
Do you think he gonna get released anytime soon?
This whole thing is funny. I think before everybody's name get released, they might pull some stunt. It might be a bomb get hit somewhere, and that become a bigger story than this. To be honest with you, and I'm not ducking around, it's just I could see them kind of getting him out, but they got to be careful because he got a lot of dirt. If they get their hands on them tapes, and now one of his other sons been indicted, he might not. They might let him just die in jail.
That's what it sounds to me. It sounds like to me.
It's funny. Yeah.
The judge, he ain't never getting out.
Wow.
They done had 3 judges tell him in so many words, you ain't getting out. You ain't getting out of here.
Y'all got to remember.
You should have ran while you had a chance.
But you know what, though? It's a lot of people fighting, though. Just remember, there's a lot of people fighting this. They trying to keep this one. So I won't be surprised this come up that he wind up, because they finna have another hearing, if I'm correct. And this one is going to be about throwing the case out, which I know they ain't gonna be able to do that, but saying because they went through his stuff and that was illegal. It's like if I saw something in your house, or if I got some information about a case, I'm a prosecutor. You had all your legal defense stuff written up, right? I have that. These are all of the tactics you're gonna use. That's like getting your playbook for the game. Okay. And they say, "Oh, I don't look your playbook over, okay? I don't looked it over." And now a judge come back, a referee said, "Well, I gotta throw your playbook out." So you think I forgot it? You just told me to throw it out. I can't forget it. So every move you make, I'm going to be here to block it. So now you really hurt him on the end of, you got to see, like they saying, he's trying to discredit witnesses. This is what I don't get. People are stupid. When you go to court and if you're a witness, the opposing attorney is going to try to discredit
that's
you.
What exactly. When he cross-examine, that's exactly what he's going to do in his cross-exam.
He has stuff in his note, his legal book saying, find stuff on the witness, find stuff that's on the people who testify. That's what attorneys do.
Mm-hmm.
You always try to discredit your witness. That's common. It's like these people really not that bright, are they?
Right.
Well, let me ask you this. Is it safe to say, or is it safe for us to take on the position that when his homes got raided, we're going to presume that they found enough damning evidence during that raid where the judge in itself is saying, hey, we're not going to let him out on bond?
In all honesty, I don't think we have to assume anything. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Now, it's too. I'm saying because they're pushing the narrative that he's too dangerous to go on the street, which means a judge, they presented some evidence to a judge.
Yep.
Whether these people know it or not, because it don't make, like they saying, why wasn't the other guy restricted from bail for Abercrombie friends? Mm-hmm. So he has the same similar. They saying, but get this, his is just sex trafficking. Let me get this straight. Since he's a sex trafficker, allegedly, he possibly wasn't a violent person. He probably wouldn't kill anybody. I'm just a former CEO of a major corporation, which means if I left for now, I'll get a CEO job somewhere. So I make about $5 million a year, including incentives and bonus and other incentives they give me with the company. So it might be $10 million a year. So surely if something goes wrong and somebody can tell on me, surely I'm not going to hurt them because I'm not a violent person. I just like to traffic kids.
Makes no sense.
It makes zero sense. How you not violent? How do you hold these kids? With
candy? Right.
These kids got to be tied up, chained up, put in a cell. People need to get conscious. So you can't say he's not like Diddy. He's not like Diddy. That's crazy. You're a child trafficker. I don't know.
But child trafficker, I don't know specifically what what specifically were they targeting him for in the child trafficking industry, but they can consider child trafficking, like if you have a restaurant and you have a 15-year-old working, that can be considered child trafficking. So I don't know what
slave labor.
Right. So I don't know what they caught him for when they put him as a child trafficker, because when we do testing, let's say if the parents and the questions that we do for child trafficking and the kid is 14 and the parents have him working a part-time and they didn't report it, that could be considered child trafficking. So
anything regarding forced labor or sexual exploitation.
But that's why I think if I'm correct, my assumption rather, is I think that's how they're going to get him. And no doubt, and the fact that he's flown them on his plane, they might not be a real, I don't know, I ain't covering for him. They might not be like hurling kids out from his house. They probably have kids there, like flying in, like the girl was from She Was a Mine. Well, she was 17, so that's not, but they get her for sex trafficking. If you move her from one state for the purpose of, and then you took her back, I can see that. But then when you hit, it's wrong regardless. But you don't play something out on the word terminology when it's not to the extreme of they tying them up, roping them, caging them. It's still wrong. All that wrong. But that mindset we have is what? Kids getting tied up, getting snatched off the street. These kids, and if they probably and possibly are now, I just like just tell me what he did.
Right.
Yeah. That's what you call. Don't just keep calling it something. Tell me what he did. That way I can judge for myself. But when you give me these terminologies and we don't know other than that, look, Sean Diddy Combs accused of sexually assaulting 10-year-old in new lawsuit. You know, a lot of these lawsuits were thrown out.
Oh, okay.
A lot of them are being thrown out. Well, like those 3 girls came on out. They've been raving the internet, and they got Courtney about this sex and the Kim Porter book. These people all been liars. And what made me mad? Why they need to go to prison. Whatever time Diddy get it, they need to get it. I'm gonna tell you why. There are real victims, and that's what made me mad. Real victims don't get justice when you get these baboons in here. People think it's entertainment. It's not entertainment when you're messing up the rights of others. Now, somebody just say, hypothetically, Dr. Joe, you come out, or me, or say Love Down, we real victims. Now the question gonna be, Courtney was supposed to be real. Yes, that's supposed to be real. So now you hinder progress from other people injustice. Absolutely. So to me, these people lying on him, it need to be known. You are going to jail for whatever time, because you shouldn't have got involved. Nobody asked you to lie on this man. You don't need nobody to lie on him to go to prison.
Right.
He's arrested. The video showed him beat up Cassie. He got other people evident. They came in house. The feds don't move and lock you up and give you no bond for nothing. They have enough evidence. The only thing I think holding this up is they trying to look at, they're watching to make sure they don't get themselves caught up.
I believe so. I agree with you.
Yeah, so I just hate that, man.
It's too deep. It's too much going on. It's this kind of industry is deeper than. That's why they don't do much about sex trafficking and child trafficking coming from other countries. We have so many kids coming in, and when we test them, they are sex trafficked. So many, and nowhere in the news. They don't put them out there. So I think it's because a lot of people with power are involved, and they.
Wow, that's crazy.
There's some government officials. I'm sure it's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
If you could send me, you want me to send the link? Confederate 48 on regular. The link is not on there. For him to get it, he want me to send him the link. I think which one is it?
Let's post the link.
Well, he asked me to send that. I think it's it right now.
Yeah, we can post the link. That's not a problem.
But yeah, that whole thing, I just become about so disgusted with the whole thing. You know, all the people lying. Now that the content creator people, they fighting with each other on who a liar, and they all tack it. They've lost. Then some of them they're trying to work together. Let me give you a shout. Let me get people to your page, and they're not looking at when you're doing this type of thing. You should be doing it for the reason of I'm trying to get information out for people who want to know what's going on. I want to try to allow the truth to be put out and let people make give access to the information. You know, then they talk too much. They hold the page. They stop the video 50 times. It's like, what are you doing? Hey, man, y'all come on, hit me, man. Come on, hit me. Give me, you know, it's like, come on, man. It's just a mess. And they'll lie just to get people on. It's bad. Hey, make your money. I ain't mad at nobody. Make your money. It's just, you ain't got to lie on people. You know what I'm saying? Get you something else to do, to sit around all day and create foolishness. You know, did he in trouble again? You click the video, it's some jump back when they first raided his house. It's like, what are you doing? Jay-Z in
trying to get clicks. They're trying to get views.
But this is what they're so ignorant. Once people learn that you're a hoax and you just, who gonna keep coming to your page? You're gonna lose more than you're gonna gain in the long run.
That's true.
But people do anything to, you know, publicity. They like being a preacher, being a politician, being a musician or whatever it might be, an entertainer. People do anything for money.
Yeah.
And nobody's exempt. Preachers, politicians, whomever. Nobody's exempt at that point. And now you, like I said, you got to look for integrity. And it's not really, it's hard to find it. Confederate 48.
Welcome, Confederate.
Hey, y'all. Good to see y'all. Is my microphone, is it okay?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. How things going out in Confederate 48 state? How the weather out there?
The weather is it's nice. We having some like lows. It's been in the 50s. Our highs been in the 80s. So it's pretty decent.
That.
Would it ever get really cold out there?
At night.
At night in the desert, it get real cold.
Real cold.
Yeah, it get real cold in the desert. The daytime not so much, but it's really sunny. But there's not a lot of wind, you know. And then we got a lot of smog and bad air quality due to California, and you know what I'm saying, and the Santa Ana winds and all that.
What about the humidity? Is that dry humidity still there?
Yeah, no humidity. It's like being under a blow dryer. You know what I mean? Like you having a blow dryer blow on you.
I know how. I've been out there before. I went to Phoenix, and I think it's called Tempe.
Yeah, Tempe. That's
man, it was so hot. I would walk around. It was 2:00 in the morning. I was sweating.
Yeah, it was 2:00 at about 105 degrees. I can bet you.
Yeah, like somebody had a blow dry on me. I know exactly what you mean with that.
What month did you come in?
I believe it was during the summertime, like July or June.
Yeah. So, we only have two climates. It's either what the Phoenicians call cold or it's hot. We don't have any in between weather.
All over, yeah.
Yeah, we don't have all of that.
Actually, that's what the weather is. It's either hot or cold.
Oh, right, yeah.
They came and created fall, the pre-fall.
Yeah.
It's just winter and summer. None of
that's it. That's all we have, winter and summer. And then in the summer months, we have what they call the monsoon season, as to where it does some substantial raining, but we probably get, I say in a year, it probably rain maybe 6 times a year.
Oh, really? Oh, that ain't nothing.
Yeah,
when it's hot.
But you gotta think too, by the ground being so hard and parched, it's hard for water to evaporate, or it's hard for water to like soak into the ground.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of flash flooding and stuff like that. You could your yard could get 2 and 3 2 and 3 inches of water in a matter of minutes, and there's nowhere for it to go because they don't have like Atlanta and like in Florida.
They don't filtrate right. I get what you're saying.
The drainage systems and stuff like that, they don't have drainage systems like they do, like on the East Coast and stuff like that.
Yeah, because it never really rains.
Correct.
I got you. Let me ask you this: when I was there, I wanted to go and visit Sedona, but I didn't have a chance. Is Sedona really nice? I heard it's very nice.
Yeah, the red rocks, all the red rocks and stuff like that. Yeah, they just I forget, there was something went on about some of the indigenous people, the land over there, what they call the so-called Indians. They've been decimating a lot of they sacred like lands and stuff like that. A lot of that stuff, defacing it and all that kind of stuff. So it's a lot going on with that due to this influx of migrants, as they call them, and stuff like that. It's like it's a big thing over here on the border, like in the border, it's a big thing. A lot of immigrant, stuff like that. But I had kind of wanted to touch on what you guys were talking about in terms of the Diddy thing and this sex trafficking and all this nefarious stuff dealing with, women and children and men too. But unfortunately, men are mostly the perpetrators of these types of acts, and they use the women as bait. Hey, well, Marty, good to see you too, man. Let me back up. Let me rewind a little bit. This is your neighbor Confederate 48 saying, hit that like button, hit that subscription, hit that share, and hit the cash out.
Hit the cash out.
To Resident Joe, Dr. Joe, to the Love Doctor, to Miss Tooley in her absence, to the one and only, the Honorable Tony Smith. This is your neighbor Confederate State 48. But I think it's not so much even now. It's about the money, the monetary values, the gratification that people get with doing this type of things. It's the clout.
Yeah,
it's the clout now, because people do stupid stuff, and they don't even want money for it. They just do it just to be liked, just to get a like, just to be noticed, just to get they proverbial 15 minutes of fame. You know what I mean? And it's at the expense of people, being exploited, being being taken advantage of, and ultimately sometimes even being murdered. You know what I mean? Because what do you do after you've raped somebody and enslaved them? What do you do? Let them out to the public so they can, that they can go back and recount and tell somebody to get, to get retribution for what has been done. So a lot of times these people, they never make it back. Because I know here in the state of Arizona, in a lot of these what they call southwestern states, a lot of the indigenous women, they come up missing. A lot of them missing. A lot of them be sex trafficked, and it's a lot of cold cases. Even here in the city of Phoenix, they have a backlog so bad to unsolved. So they got so many cold cases that they're outsourcing. This is a true story. They're outsourcing these cases. You know what I mean? To like Monday, like armchair detectives. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just that bad, because how can a person just come up missing? You know what I mean? Like they have loved ones. You know what I mean? How can somebody just come up just missing and then be forgotten? You know what I mean? Like how does this allow this type of stuff? So we living in some tumultuous times. But I had wanted to ask you something, Love Doctor, about Joe Biden, President Joe Biden in some remarks he made back in the 80s, 1988 to be specific. I think it was 88, 89, how he talked about that he was not for gay marriages, and that how he said that, marriage was between a man and a woman under the Constitution, and why do they need to ratify these bills to serve a different agenda? I was wondering if you could probably pull that clip up. It's at the. It's
I think I got what you're talking about. All I got though is about a 20-second clip. Let me play it for you real quick and let me know if this is the right one that you're referring to. Okay.
I think this might be it.
All right,
let's try to avoid nuance, Senator. Do you support gay marriage?
No, Barack Obama nor I support redefining from a civil side what constitutes marriage. We do not support that. That is basically a decision to be able to be left to the faith and people who practice their faith determination what you call it.
Yeah, amazing, huh? But the agenda that they push, it's amazing. I was kind of looking at some old clips that they were pulling up of this guy, and one of the moderators had asked him a question. They know that he was I don't want to say they kind of paraphrased. They said so much that he was a crook, so much as a crook, an unjust individual. And he said, no, you must be a just man because you've been in the Senate that long. He said, I wouldn't go as far as calling me a just man, but he was going on. I was like, wow, do people just forget these timestamps and just just look at they telling you who they are? Why don't you believe it? I think Maya Angelou had coined the phrase, if a person show you who they are the first time, you should believe them. You know what I mean? So we just live in some bad times. Like Dr. Joe said about these children, she see them on a regular basis, how children are taught to hide, abuse, how they're groomed to hide abuse, and then they lash out, because I was one of those kids, that grew up kind of unfortunate, you know what I'm saying, and was in a community where on one side of the town, the neighborhood, pretty much people had a little bit more than what we had on our side of town, and going to playing with kids that had more than what you had, and they would take advantage of younger kids such as myself and things like that, just because they had something that I wanted and couldn't actually get, or just didn't know how to come about getting it, and then kind of exploited me or took advantage of me, as a youngster, and having to live with that for so many years, and then trying to deal with it and look at yourself in a light as to like, hey, am I, do I have these tendencies that are not acceptable, to society, what I know as, as being normal, you know what I'm saying? It never stuck, you know what I mean? It was just like, you kind of feel bad. You kind of feel like, man, if this was to ever get out, how would I be looked at? But then I look back, 50 some odd years ago, I was taken advantage of because I didn't know any better. All because I was opening myself up to be friendly and just to want to fit in, to want to, somebody to accept me, to be accepted in a society, what I saw on TV, or to get something that my parents or my grandparents couldn't get me at the time. And then in order to obtain it or be a part of it, I allowed myself to be taken advantage of. And so I think a lot of these people, they fall into that trap. They get starstruck, and then they have good intentions, but then they get taken advantage of, and then they grow up to hurt other people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that's the case with Diddy, but you got to look. His dad ran with Nicky Barnes and all those guys, and you know what I'm saying?
Let me say that. That's what he said.
Right.
He said, he claimed he was with Frank
Frank White, right?
Frank. What's his name? Frank. What was him? Frank. The one American Gangster movie. What's his name? Frank. I can't remember.
Frank Lucas.
Frank Lucas, right?
I don't believe a lot of these people stuff. Nicky Boyne was serious. He was really big. He made Time magazine.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, he made so he, I'm sure Frank was, he wasn't no nickel and dime guy. I just don't believe everything these guys say. I don't care if that's
they said his guy was murdered, right? Did his dad. Yeah, they said he was murdered as a result of being a part of the 1970s drug trade in Harlem. I guess the heroin epidemic back of the 70s. I don't know how true it is, but
they said his daddy was killed because he was a rat. His daddy got arrested. He told him that's why he was supposed to kill.
Right.
That's what the saying is. I mean, what they said. Again, these people sensationalize and make things a whole lot more than what they are sometimes. So a lot of stuff, you know how it is. It's so much of these people. It's like perhaps maybe his daddy could be everything he said. His daddy could be 10% of what they said, 50%. I don't know. His dad dead. So, you just kind of going with other people are saying they heard from somebody else who say it was out there, whoever. But I know one thing, all of these rappers, all of them, and these Hollywood people they're all agents. They're all, I don't know why people keep saying, oh, such, he the police, 50 Cent, all these guys. It makes no sense. Let me tell you what I know, okay? I came up, I sold drugs in the 80s, okay? All this stuff these people doing, and they got more charges now, and it's a lot worse. I cannot buy into. I can get on here with a gang sign on, gang paraphernalia, gang wrote on my neck, me telling you I'm gang, and these people not lock me up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how these people are buying this whole situation. I'm from the street. You cannot be associated with gangs. You're going to jail. Association, no crime, okay? Mm-hmm. Years in the 80s, they took down by law. They got 5 years for association. Nobody was killed. Nobody was shot, killed. Right. This is fighting and everything. That was 5 years association. Okay? Mm-hmm. Broke that up, moved on. I just need to know how I can get on him with a blood rag bandana on, blood wrote on him, all on my neck. And I'm telling you, I'm Pyro or I'm Crip, I'm 6'0". How and you don't get picked up?
That's right.
Connect to other, I'm telling you, me and Confederate was out there, and he shot old boy down on. This is you going to jail.
That's real. Facts.
Listen, man, they had our phone. You going to jail.
Yeah.
You on the phone and somebody said crack, dope. Listen, man. Listen. You hang
that phone up.
That when the Fed pulled that call, what did I say?
Yeah. That's 5 years for conspiracy. That's just conspiracy.
And you only have to do that for conspiracy. None of this makes sense.
Yeah.
All about Diddy parents, Melvin and Janice Combs, and what his mom has said about this. What's that? The scratch allegation against him. Let me tell you something. Then they say they ain't even his mama. That's his aunt. I don't know, man. She raised.
Oh my gosh,
it's a mess.
I'm so sick. Go ahead. You want to go ahead?
He says that his mother originally told him that his father died in a car accident, but when he got older, he discovered that his father was a drug dealer who had been shot.
Yeah.
Say his dad died in 1972. His dad was about 33 years old when he was killed.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly, but you never see any documentation, because one thing I do know from dealing with guys that actually high profile guys that done things in the streets and stuff like that. I won't speak on the individual, but there was an incident that just happened probably a couple months ago. My son being affiliated with one of the guys, and he was one of the well-known rappers in the city that I come from, Jacksonville. He was murdered in Tampa, and so allegedly one of the guys, his dad, he's locked up for another homicide. He went and told on his son, allegedly. And so a lot of the rappers had a whole bunch of stuff to say, to chime in and say all this, that, and the third about what happened. And so what I got upset about, not the fact of that, what was exposed, I was upset about the fact of the guy that they said, oh, I would have never ratted on my son and I would have never turned him over. I had to look at the fact of, you don't even know this guy.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what this guy done. You don't know, I like literally like slept in the same bed with this guy and hung out with this guy. And I know, he was a very, very bad guy, but that's what we done back in those times. And then it was like a generational curse. His son, now he's down for, homicides and stuff like that. But what made me upset was that here are the people like well-known rappers speaking on something that they had no knowledge of. You know what I'm saying? But everybody has a right for an opinion, but an opinion can only go so far. You know what I mean? You can't allow your opinion to override what the truth of the matter is. Like Raw was saying, a lot of times people push so much opinion into something until they propagate it, until it kind of shows the person a different light than it was intended to do. So yeah, but like Raw said, these guys, a lot of these guys they just talk about what they see other people have done, and then they try to incorporate it to their lives, and then and it don't even be that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's not their life. I mean, I would have loved to have lived now knowing I know a square life and just kind of never got involved with a lot of things. Just to have not and people. But I did, and it wasn't for me as much as it was for me to be able to help and talk to other young people and get an opportunity to kind of pick a different pathway. Just say, hey, I did enough of this I can tell you about, and you decide. You decide. Right. That's what I try to do. But it's unfortunate that I know the guy you're talking about, Fulio.
Right.
And see, then the other little young boy down there, young, and they started claiming like he was the one killed him. Started doing video, man, had everybody thinking he did it when he had nothing to do with it.
That's right.
Young boy want to take him out. I know that he was a killer, and you killed him, and you all drunk, and I know they're gonna kill. Why you want to get that hype on you and make somebody kill you? It's like, man, I have been on the run for my life. Okay, for my life. You don't want to live like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm with you, woman. I'm with you. I'm telling you, I admire Square. Like, I did. You like, man, you a Square nigga. Ain't you like to talk, and then you look at how your life going, the time you lose and stuff you done. You like, man, I could have been Squares. Really, we call them Square, but they got their own mind. I don't want to do it.
I've been trying to tell y'all that. I've been trying to tell the people that they picking me about being a Square. You see where they at now?
They know that you about still being a virgin, not Square.
Hey, you all the way around.
That's
Square all the way around.
We don't understand
all
now.
That pressure. Let me tell you something.
Listen, Johnny, why she bust out laughing?
She's a Square.
Oh man.
Hey, I ain't got nothing wrong with Square. You don't want to make the Square sound like it was something bad. A Square, that's the ultimate compliment right there. Somebody give you a compliment.
Can you give me the definition of a square?
That's a badge of ability.
It's 4 angles on each side, 4 90-degree angles. That's what it is.
They call it L7.
So that means you are a square.
4 90-degree angles.
Hey,
them kids in school weren't talking me into getting in trouble. All them cool kids, them cool kids here, they're on welfare, locked up in jail, and asking me for money. That's why I'm cool kids.
Wow, that's terrible. You gonna expose me like that for real? I told him when I asked her, I say, man, don't tell nobody. What did he get? Right on here, run him out.
Wow. I remember when I was in school. They say, listen, they say, y'all kids, y'all don't understand right now. But y'all some young men right now in school, people look at y'all like y'all nerds and y'all squares, but they just don't know. Say, give it some time. They're gonna wish they'd been just like you. Just give it some time.
Don't I tell our young men that all the time? I try to tell them all the time, man. Have your own time.
it depends on role models to be around, because I see that you had two parents. If you see the people that were square, majority of them had pretty good parents to be leading them, or pretty good role models to be leading them. Usually, like the people that were doing crazy stuff, it was off. There's something off at home. They didn't have role models to be telling them.
Believe it or not, I had some that had mom and dad at home, and dad didn't play, and mom didn't play, but that didn't change them. So when people say, let me say this, you have a less likely chance to lose as many as we lost. And I say that because I was just thinking, I have some friends had their parents, and I'm telling you what, like I told you about the guy who told him he was going, when he got a jet, he gonna steal the Fed's car. He told he had stole the police car. He stole the Fed's car. He told me he was gonna steal the police. He told the detective. He said, when I get, I'm gonna steal your car. Man, the detective slapped that joke. And listen, when they locked us up, he was light skinned. They got him. They lay him on the ground here, and they drug him, and they just pulled the skin outside their face. Ooh. So we walked. Yeah. So they brought me in. Right. They brought us saying this is County Road. Side the cat had a precinct down. They had a little. Listen. I come in. They got their pants down. He facing the lockers. His face. Listen. They scraped it. Listen. They just put that pretty face on that ground and just pulled it and just got some of that skin off of it. I was like. Another apartment, they had to take him to jail. They hit him in the face. They had to stitch him up. They took him too. And then, we went separate with 4 of us. I was like, now one of them that's with me, who was in that with us, he got life in prison.
What did he do?
I tell you what he didn't do. He didn't play hopscotch.
That's right.
He was crazy when we was a teenager. Man, he was big for his age. He was a big boy. So man, you go in the mall, right? He'll lay on the counter. They had them SWAT watches. He said, let me see that now. So I mean, they open up, they let him see it. They put this, man. They take the whole thing. So he was crazy. We would die laughing. We were like, he crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not knowing. Yeah, he wound up getting some stuff under his belt. He got life in prison. He'll never see that life.
Yeah, he sound like he right there next to Diddy.
I'm 56. So
but one thing that Diddy do, and I want to share this story with y'all real Diddy. This is something that Diddy probably wished that he could do. This is a 2-minute clip I want to share with y'all. Y'all tell me some of y'all input on this right here. Let's take a closer look.
This morning, while President Biden is on a 3-day trip to Africa, the firestorm over his full and unconditional pardon of his son is growing, even amongst Democrats.
And as a member of Congress, I'm pretty angry because it's going to be incredibly important that political leaders of both parties stand up for the independence of the Department of Justice.
It is discouraging that he has now gone back on his word on that.
For months, the president and his team had repeatedly insisted Hunter Biden would not be pardoned.
And I will not pardon him. We've been asked that question multiple times. Our answer stands, which is no.
But NBC News has learned he had discussed it with some of his closest aides, at least since his son's conviction in June. That's according to 2 people with direct knowledge of the discussions. They also said it was decided at the time that the president would publicly say he would not pardon his son, even though doing so remained on the table. The White House now denying that reporting, reiterating the decision was made this past weekend.
If it was my son, I'd pardon him too. But here's what I didn't like. Don't lie to us. Don't tell us you're not going to do it and then do it.
The president writing that he believes in the justice system, also believes raw politics infected this process. The blanket pardon covers not only Hunter Biden's felony convictions on firearms charges and tax evasion, but also includes any offenses dating back to January 2014, months before he joined the board of a Ukrainian energy company, while his father was vice president.
Joe Biden, for 50 years in public office, has always pridefully boasted about his word as a Biden. And I guess we now know that his word as a Biden is trash.
While Republicans slammed it, Independent Senator Joe Manchin said as a father, he would have done the same. But he suggested another pardon.
What I would have done differently, my recommendation as a counsel would have been, why don't you go ahead and pardon Donald Trump for all his charges and make it, it'd gone down a lot more balanced.
With the sentencing dates looming, just days ago, Hunter Biden's defense team released a lengthy document outlining why they thought this amounted to a political persecution. The language in that document mirrored some of what President Biden used to justify his pardon. We asked the White House whether the president had seen the document or been briefed on it. We have not heard back, Savannah.
There we go. What do y'all think about that?
Couple of things. If you intently said you were going to do something, and that's what you were going to do, and down the road you changed your mind. It's just about wording, verbiage, and what was your real intent. If I told you, you asked me for something, I told you no, I wasn't doing it. But if something changed with me in situation, I did. So I guess too, I want to say this, and I'm not at all covering him and making up excuses. I think it's important to now. Joe Biden's a liar. First of all, that's just flat. Okay, that's just flat. But typically, you look at people do have a right. You can change your mind based off right. This is what he can't do. Okay, this is a whole political witch hunt. You do know who's the president right now.
He is.
Joe Biden. Okay, so the Justice Department is whose department?
He is.
So where's the witch hunt?
Mm-hmm.
It's your Justice Department. He went to court. Don't make no difference who did it. The judge is the judge. The jury is the jury. The jury found him guilty based off of the evidence. Let me ask you a question. Do you honestly think they would let me bring some fraudulent information into court against the president of the United States' son? His mother was there doing the trial. But no, we talking about him going to court. I think he went to court. His mom went to court with him when he had to court. Didn't go. She was going.
That's
so
right.
You think they would let him somebody? I'm walking him with some fraudulent evidence. They're going to let me get away with that on the son of the president of the United States? No.
Of course.
He was found guilty because he was guilty. That's just fact. Let's go ahead and tell American people. Because of my position, I get the right to let my guilty son go while your guilty son rots in prison.
Right.
It's just a bad situation. I think he had more than one. He did on the tax, but he had another charge that they got him for with the gun when he bought a gun from me and him.
Yep, the laptop, all that stuff. Yep.
The laptop that he took to the store that he happened to have pornographic. Why am I on this laptop right here with live camera with me smoking crack?
Right.
Yeah. Why? And I'm an attorney?
Yeah.
I take my 2 computers to the store. I signed the paper for him to fix it. It clearly said on the receipt. If you don't come back and pick your equipment up, it becomes the property of the computer store. You knew you left your stuff. The bill was like $200. You don't have $200?
Right.
So when they go ahead and pull your drive out, here you go, they find all this sex stuff, prostitute, you smoking crack on your laptop. Why is this on your laptop?
Right.
Why would I feel the need to have my laptop with me smoking crack on it and I'm an attorney? That shows you how reckless, how just retarded and brainless these people are. It's bad. Like Puppy, they got interviews with him telling them, Jimmy Kimmel, who of them guys were telling, hey, you got to put locks on the doors because, so they can't leave. Have plenty. Because he felt like he was that connected. What they gonna do? And I know he did that to me. He was sending a signal to them to let them know, I'm putting this in your face because I want you to just know this how much I talk. Yeah, they knew what it meant. What did that say?
This right here is a list of
how many pardons
the people the presidents have and how many people they've pardoned. George Bush pardoned 200 people. Barack Obama pardoned 1,927 people. Donald Trump pardoned 237 people. And so far, Joe Biden has pardoned 27 people.
Look at that boy. Look at Obama. 19.
Look at that. Obama has pardoned 1,927 people. More than all of them combined.
But as Rob was saying about the Hunter Biden, on the pardon. Okay, Joe Biden, right? As Rob would say, Joe Biden. I like that a little bit better. So President Joe Biden, he said that he was not going to pardon his son. Okay, but then we have to also take in consideration that when he said this, look at the political climate. This was during the primaries. He was trying to stay the incumbent for re-election. So therefore, he has to seem like a strong leader and that he's the president of law and order. So therefore, he was going to make that statement because I guess his staff was telling him, or the polls were telling him that he had a greater chance of being reelected than Trump being reelected. So therefore, he could make that statement, never thinking he would ever have to play that card. You know what I mean? To for his son to be, because he could have washed it away if he got a second term. But him being found incompetent and then Kamala Harris taking over. So then he said, well, hey, look, I better go ahead and do this before Trump gets into office. And we already know what the outcome is going to be with that, because they're going to send the full force of all these departments after my son. So therefore, now not the president, the president office does not kick in, but the parent, the father that he is, that kicks in. Man, this is my son. And like a lot, like the Republicans and Democrats said, bipartisan said, yeah, any father would do that for their son. You know what I mean? But then just tell the truth about it. Like Tommy Tuberville said, if you're gonna do it, just tell the truth. Because everybody looked at it kind of strange. Even I did when he made the initial statement that he was not gonna acquit his son. I was like, that's hogwash. I know that you're gonna do it. It's just a matter of time. Because we had more pressing issues at that time. But that was the only speaking point that, the country had at that particular time. Because keep in mind, Joe Biden didn't have a lot going on other than he was just incoherent. You know what I mean? And then the Ukrainian war with Russia, that was overshadowing a lot of stuff. So when he came up smoking crack on the laptop, and then the mind of a dope fiend is this, man, they're not thinking about, smoking on the computer screen and all this and all of that, that's the last thing on his mind. The thing on his mind is his next hit. You know what I mean? So him leaving that doggone computer was the last thing on his mind. He thinking about it, where he gonna get his next blast from. And then go ahead, Ra.
No. You're right. I say it's bad. Yeah, it's unfortunate that he was gonna let Kamala pardon her anyway. And he was gonna be able to say he didn't, but they get ready to go. He had to do it. People just be honest, they had to do it. So that's kind of the way they do things anyway. So you just let these people kind of keep going, and you can sow them and see for themselves. They just waste a whole lot of time, and if people sit there and just keep playing the roles, and the whole time you see the people, you can see that they're not honest. And but that's typically the majority of these politicians. When you get them, when you get to that level, you don't reach the degree to where those people are at without doing some of the stuff that they do. That's unfortunate. Just the system, what they do anyway. So it's the same thing. Nothing changes with these people.
I think
what you think about it,
Dr. Joe?
Excuse me?
What you think about it?
What I think about them pardoning them, all those numbers?
Yes.
To be honest with you, I don't have much opinion about it. I mean, you have to go into what are these numbers in taking? What is this? I don't have much to say about regarding that. I don't know much about it, so I don't have much to say about it.
Gotcha.
Can I add to what Ra said a while back? He when these people can be bought and paid for, you don't know what you're gonna get. They'll tell you one thing, and Ra always he teaches us to stand on integrity. And most of politicians and people, elected officials, they don't have integrity because they sellouts. You know what I mean? And so therefore, and I know y'all are really aware of it, especially with Ms. Tooley running that, I can call it a flawless campaign. You know what I mean? And she did it with integrity. She did it with honesty. She did it with hard work. You know what I'm saying? And reaching.
Nobody.
Right, and have to do no smear campaign, to gain the trust of the voters. So and tell lies on people, run nobody down. You know what I mean? And then I really was like a couple of weeks ago, I was just like this. I was in the in my bathroom, and I was just sitting there just thinking. And I said, I thought about something that really stuck out about Miss Tooley's about her campaign. And I'm trying to stay on subject matter, but Ra was teaching a couple of years back about, you know, when you go into a mall and they play certain music to set you in a certain tone, and they set certain color schemes up on mannequins, and they do these things to get you into, you know, the shopping mood to be, you know,
in your pocket, get a card.
Right.
You know, and I looked at. So I looked at Miss Tooley's campaign, and I looked at all of those elements. You know what I mean? Like all those components. The people that, you know, day in and day out. You know, you just didn't see people. You saw her herself out there. You saw saw you out there. Saw Dr. Joe out there. Saw the way you saw everybody being actively involved, and it was a grassroots campaign that reached across all spectrums, you know, all walks of life, you know, and so therefore I knew that was authentic, you know, and you got comments from, you know, educated people that doesn't have you know, that much of an education, people that, you know, that are upper middle class, as they would call it, people that's what they would say below the poverty level, just all different walks of life, and they all had the same testimony. And I know these were not paid testimonies, you know what I mean? So it let me know that people can still achieve success, and they don't have to sell themselves out. That's the point I'm trying to make.
I agree with you. I just feel like it's really rare to see that kind of stuff. Like what happened with Tooley, it was really rare to see it. I mean, and I'm not extremely old, but I've never seen something like that. I'm sorry, Bueno. You were saying something?
No, we were just commenting on what you were saying.
Yeah, I just feel like, you know, I think it's because of where it comes from, and like the base and the roots of where it comes from, but it's very rare to see that out there. Like you said, everything is psychological. Preacher has been saying this throughout the preachers' preachings throughout specifically a couple of weeks back now. And it's true. Everything is psychological. I think this world is a puzzle, and it's being put together psychologically, brainwashing the people, and people don't understand. It's literally a mental scheme. And being a therapist, even therapists are not realizing that they're being part of this, you know, brainwashing the people. Unless you really realize what you were taught to do, you're not really helping the people. You really you're helping these people become victims so that they can find heroes outside there. Therefore, they feel like they can be independent, right? So even us therapists could become part of this whole psychological scheme that's happening in the world. So it's all about what's in the mind and what you're learning and what you're seeing. And if you don't have people like Preacher that's waking you up, you're really sleeping, you know. Into what
people have.
Raj, he always say this: be a free thinker. You know that he always pushes that. Be a free thinker. And going back to the Smith campaign, what really got me to the optics of it all, the yellow just really just pop. It puts you in a mindset of, like, you know, sunny days, you know, it puts you in the mindset of, you know, not doom and gloom, you know what I mean? Because yellow is a vibrant color, you know what I mean? And the energy matched that you know, that color theme, in my opinion.
Send me that, Wano. That's the one with the corrective spelling.
Well, what I want to do, I just want to let everybody know that this announcement, they just posted this in the Rockdale Citizen News, is that on December 15th at 3 p.m.
All right.
It's going to be the installation ceremony. So y'all come out and y'all partake. First time in history, the all-female board. And I'll be certain to send this link to you, Preacher.
That's a link. Yeah. I saw they spelled it. They got female spelled correctly on that one.
Yeah, it has to be female spelled correctly.
Oh, for real? I just said that's why. You
know what was it misspelled?
I got on y'all. I asked y'all. Yeah, they spelled it FEMLEL.
Yeah, it says that it's just been updated 7 minutes ago, so they made that correction.
Exactly. That's why they did it, because they misspelled female. Which, I mean, they human. They made, you know. I was like, you know, you think with journalism, you're doing it, you pay attention, but mistakes happen. I wanted to send it. I was gonna post it on other platforms too, but I went to make sure not everybody like they coming, but just let them see, you know, historically what she did. And just to add and piggyback off of what he said, you know, the Well Y'all members, they weren't asked, they did it. They showed up, they believed Dr. Joe. Come, she was 6 o'clock on the bridge on I-20. I remember that her and the cup, she like, listen, I can get, what was that, 6:30 in the morning?
Yeah, it was 6. We were there 6:15.
Yeah, they were out on top of the expressway bridge, 6:30 in the morning. So I mean, this were people volunteering. I mean, people came. We had kids. The kids wanted help. We worked Sunday. They were like, man, listen, we had so much opposition. Oh, you gotta do it. You can't get out Saturday. You're gonna lose it. Oh, you can't go into churches. I didn't go. We didn't go into one church, and it was because I talked to a pastor I know. He has one of the largest churches. And I told him, we'll be outside. I said, I want to respect your service because I'm going to respect mine. I don't want nobody politician. I don't want to do it. I don't want to have to return that favor. I just think we ought to leave certain things respected. But you can come and be outside. And I just think we need to leave certain things away and out. That's me, though. I'm not that, you know, every pastor to each his own. We ran our campaign. I held to what I said, you know, she wasn't going to be able to do. And we didn't do it. At any time, we didn't come out, let's do Saturday when the sun, you know, it ain't really down, but then it is down in Jerusalem. We didn't do it.
That's right.
Right. Us. We didn't do it. We didn't go, you know, cut no deals with nobody. You know, Yahuwah, you know, he was Mr. Yahuwah Barak us through Yahushua Mashiach. I was able to pay. We don't owe nobody. We ain't had to kiss nothing. Nobody put nothing behind our mouth. I appreciate that. People came. There was other people that came, but I mean, these members were there. And there was other people that helped and supported, you know, that came out and helped my in-laws. They were, you know, they came out like we couldn't do Saturdays. Listen, her mother and her father both were like 85, 86. They were there.
Yeah.
They were out. I mean, nobody else. They came. They sat. She got a sister in a wheelchair. She came, an aunt. Listen, these people in their 80s, they came out there. They believed in her. I mean, she didn't ask them. Her family found out. Her family came out support. I got people in my family. They had members. They had, you know, friends that moved. Listen, I had a cousin. He went there and told them what they're gonna do. He said, man, give me that sign. I'm telling them they're gonna do. They putting that sign in their yard. He said, listen, they gonna do it. He said, I'm telling them what they're gonna do. They doing this. You know, they believe in her. She's that person where people that know her knows she's a person with integrity. She is who she is, and she loved people. So it ain't about the, you know, she started liking people. She loves people.
Yeah.
You know, right now she's been in class since 7 o'clock this morning. I woke up at 6. She in class at 7 o'clock. She's still in class now. Yeah. She got a quick break. I talked to her for about 20 minutes. She was going straight back at another meeting at 6:30. So that's what she does. She loves what she does. She show up at all the meetings. She didn't start showing up when it was time to run. She was already there, had been coming. People knew her that's her dad on there. Yeah.
Look at that nice photo. Ain't that so nice?
Oh, that was very
sweet, right? You know what? You all right, preacher. You got your good one.
And that's one of my missing daughters right now.
Yes, he did.
Right,
he got himself a good one.
Got him a square.
Oh man, let me tell you, I had to teach her how to wear a shoe. So when I first met her, don't tell like, oh, got a confetti drop now. So when I first met her, she could, you know, I was like, I seen it. Like,
she's not here to defend herself.
No, I'm just repeating like I saw it. All I can do is tell her what I know how I saw it.
And he came up. Oh yeah.
Let me tell you something, man. Only way I was gonna come up, I was gonna be on an escalator or elevator. Okay, I was already up. So let's stop there first. He came up, brought over the instructor. I said, how you doing? Told him. I said, whoa. I said, what's up? I said, what?
It's true.
I said, what's up? I said, listen.
There you go.
Learn to enunciate. I had to write her name on a piece of paper, and I saw it. I said, say like 2, 1. I said 2, 1. I said, I go slow. I mean,
you taught her quick then, preacher. It was.
Then I started where I said, come on, teach her how to read, teach her, help you get your degrees. Because I got it. She didn't have a degree. She didn't have no degree when I had her. Listen, put her back in school, got her going, got a degree, got it moved. Listen, I did a lot of work. People don't know I did. Listen, man, I was him.
Man, I can't.
There will be a secret to this.
30 years of marriage.
Richard, you would have never married that woman if she was that woman you
Let me tell
described.
you what happened. Listen, you know what I looked at? I looked at this. First of all, did I get up? Was I born up him? No, I was like right there. So like I had to grow. Now, if I can't get somebody from all the way down, down there, then that doesn't say a lot about me being all the way up here. So I went all the way. Picked her up. Then I had to, elevate her here. So that's how I did it. And that's my true story. And that's how it is.
Wow.
Yeah, I did a lot for us. Listen, when she'll tell you when she met, I told her, when she, me and her talked a little later on. I talked with her a little bit. I saw what her head was. I told her what I was going to do. She'll tell you everything. Listen, this dating, everything I told her I was going to do, she'll tell you. I did all of it.
Yeah.
This date, she'll tell you. I told her, I said, listen, this is what I'm going to do. I told her, and that's what I did. I did it.
And
that's all. Hold on, Andrew. I couldn't find. That's teachable. I saw it. I saw it. When I told her her name, I said I broke it down. I said number 2, number 1. When I first did that number 2, she tried to go. I said no, don't go to the bathroom. Don't go to the bathroom because she like.
Oh my God!
I'm trying to teach you how to. Because she was like. I said no. And I realized I said I moved faster than she was able to comprehend. 2,
you gotta slow down.
1. I said, yeah, that's it. So I taught her. She caught on. I got her. I worked it like 5 or 6 years. She got it. Then she pronounced her name, and here we go.
Here we are.
Yeah.
She's a quick learner, Richard.
Yeah,
that's all right. That's all right. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
So Dwayne, how did your wife teach you and get you?
Hey, man, it's all been a teaching, learning lesson. I've never been a husband before, so I'm still learning. Still learning. You know what I mean? So it's a continued learning process. I just go in with an open mind and just try to continue to learn this husband role of being husbandhood or whatever. So I'm 2 months in the game and I'm still learning.
It's been 2 months.
Wow, only 2 months?
Yeah. 60
it feels like 10 years already.
6 months or something. It's been 2 months.
Yep, over 2.5 months. I still got about another week or 2 before it'll be 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
If you had to say who would catch on the fastest, who would you say?
Who was catching what?
Who's catching on the fastest?
Who's selling into the roles the fastest?
Try to word that in a different question because I don't see it as a fastest thing. I just feel like there's a lot of stuff.
Here we go.
It's more so along the line of what my mindset is, just making certain that I'm holding up my end and doing my part right, versus actually comparing, trying to see who's faster, who's competing with who is faster. I'm just trying to learn, do what I am right, and just be an example because it's all about. My pastor told me it's important about being accomplished. And we want to be accomplished. I mean, you need to be a role model. And us as men, we need to make certain we're accomplished. We're a role model starting in our household first.
Wait, listen. Hey, listen up.
I'm like,
I did not teach you to be accomplished.
Love daughter, loosen up. This is loosen up. This is just a little bit.
Loosen up. Turn that show a little bit.
Yeah, loosen up just a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna restructure the question that he said. I'm gonna restructure, attempt to. The question is this: which of the two of you are settling into his or her respective position or roles the fastest, or who do you feel is developing?
I think we on schedule right at the same time, so I think we right neck and neck.
So that's a legitimate answer, but you got a little bit.
It might be her because he seems a little scared about answering.
They say I laid it on too thick.
No, you know, she talking about, yeah,
You
she
said I
talking
laid
about
it on too thick.
Like, no, hold on. I'm not about to
I
get
laid
in
it on a little
trouble.
too thick. All right, let me take a little bit. I'm gonna take a little bit off the top, and I'm put the rest on another sandwich. But later on down the road, how about that?
There you go.
That's what we doing. That's what we doing. That's what we doing.
But you know what I can say in all seriousness, even though you've been married approximately 60 days, love doctor, I can see that you being in it for the longevity of it, just for two of my subjective truths, and one being an objective truth, that you in the short time that we've been knowing each other, I do think that you came up in a wholesome environment. You had an upbringing that could give you a pattern as to know some of the fundamentals of what is expected of being, you know what I'm saying, a husband, by having, a dual parent home. So those are some of the advantages, you know what I mean? And so you had something to look at, you know what I'm saying, to aim for, you know what I'm saying? And everybody doesn't have that, and to each his own, but those are some of the benefits of having two parent homes. You know what I mean? And some people having single parent homes didn't all come out, bad apples, as they would say. Some came out to be good husbands or responsible husbands, and then some come out with both parents and come out to be deadbeats, But I think that you took life's lessons and you applied them, and you're gonna be, the husband that she desires. And I'm also saying that, you'll be perhaps the father to a child here in the near future, and that child to look up to as, you being an outstanding father, you know what I'm saying? Because you had the examples and you're leading by example. So my hat go off to you for that, and then you also got, Ra'a, such as myself and so many others, has that example, and I know Ra'a says a lot of things in joking manners, but despite of what he says, he puts action to his words, and then the consistency is the main component. You know what I'm saying? And so therefore, we can hang our hats on that at the end of the night.
I appreciate it.
That's right.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate the
definitely. Always a man with a lot of wisdom, and more people need to consider that. and like you said, what you learn with people, and even with parents having them for a long period of time, you will notice that, like my parents, I noticed they were together when you really look at it. The teamwork part of being together, really initiated. I remember we bought a house. They bought a house together, so they initiated a goal then. They created us, initiated a goal, but seeing them like continue with patterns of working to put things together and watching it grow. And it's like, a kid that's a farmer, typically because they saw their grandfather, saw their parent planting, watched them grow, and they watched the farm evolve, and it got to a point. So it kind of gives them, that drive to, even when it's not there, they know it's the potential of what it can create. A lot of time, what you'll find with these marriages, you'll just find people just stay together out of convenience. We've been start over, and with a lot of couples, that's why a lot of people are more into, you do your thing, I do mine, just don't bring that home.
Right. Ooh.
People, I mean, I ain't playing that fools. I don't play no fools. Like my wife wants somebody, listen, I ain't gonna kill her. I don't want you. That's just me. I don't want you back. Don't call me. I'm that person. Let's lose my number. I'm moving on. I don't play no game. I don't fool around. I keep integrity. Ain't no woman. I tell her, I ain't gonna let no woman shame you. I ain't gonna let nobody shame my kids. If I first you whore, the synagogue, I'm not gonna do it. That's just me. So that's what I'm gonna do. Blue, listen, I'm unlike other people. Listen, I teach you. I work with folk. I'm just that. Listen, I'm that bitter nigga. I don't listen. I'm just good. I keep moving. That's just how my mindset. I don't waste no time. I gotta keep moving. I don't have hurt there. I hurt work like this. I don't want you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to smell you. I just want to keep moving. Because I don't like to keep dwelling. I rather just keep moving. And I don't want to keep behind nobody. It ain't everybody. You got people that mess up, they come back, they get it right. They don't pass. I don't want to be bothered with you because I just don't have time. I'm doing the right thing. We probably doing the right thing. That ain't what you want to do. Just look my number. I don't be bothered. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the street. We're in the street. We don't know. What we know, what we hear. I don't want you back. I just don't want to be bothered. How many of y'all in the comment page like that? I know some people, well, I mean, no, I look at this. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I ain't making no excuses. That's all I want.
Right.
I ain't just smell no draws. I ain't got time to be going through no phone, go through no phones. I ain't done.
Right.
But I don't have time. I just rather just keep moving. I'll just, leave me. I'm good. I don't hear no story about I still look. I say that for somebody else. I use it in the street. Keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
We in the street. We in the street. I ain't in the street. I ain't been on the street, 30 years. So I don't want to have no conversation about that. I just rather keep moving,
Yeah, I coined this phrase a lot. I say something similar to what I say. I say it's time to move on to the next activity. And then when I be in the situation such as that, I just say that's just the price of doing business. Sometimes you have to take losses and just keep going, because what comfort is it to be in a strange relationship, and then you have in the back of your mind is this person reverted back to cheating or being deceptive or divisive. So you won't get the fulfillment, in my opinion, of that true heart, what we know it as to be what they call love. So therefore, sometimes it's better to part ways and let the person just go on. You know what I mean? Than trying to reconcile that and have in the back of your mind that I can never trust this person again. You know what I mean? We are people to forgive, but sometimes I told a friend of mine this last week. I told him, I said, forgiving a person does not always mean you have to reconcile with them.
That's all I'm saying.
Sometimes you can keep going. You know what I mean? That if a person, say for instance, a proverbial man molested a child, right? And the family got on national television and said, "We forgive you for what you've done to our child." Are they going to invite them to dinner or to family functions?
Right,
of course,
right.
You know what I mean? You can sit in my mouth and just
Quick
let them go
question.
about their business.
For us newlyweds, I consider myself still newlywed, still learning a lot. Preacher, what would you say the purpose of marriage is overall? What is the purpose of marriage?
I think that marriage is symbolic to teaching order and teaching how to build and work together. It's giving you order, because it gives an order of how things operate and how things should be done. Because people, like a lot of times while we have a lot of people in prison, a lot of things we have going on, people got to understand there's a higher order, there's a pecking order, there's a way things have to work together. You got to communicate. It's things you got to work toward and doing. You have to learn that. You look at it, it hinders your progress when you don't. Like he said, as together, he told you 2 is better than 1.
Right.
So you get 2 people working together versus 1 person working. Like he saw Adam in the garden, right? When he said it wasn't good for him to be alone. So he said, I'm gonna make him a helpmeet. People say, like a piece of it, he was making him what was appropriate. He looked at the man was doing all his work, so they worked together. Then he let him know, because y'all gonna be heirs together. Y'all both are going to come in possession of what you have, not yours, hers. It's y'all together, and that's something we have to learn how to do. Just like with salvation, everything we're working toward now, we're going to be heirs with him in this. So it's the same way he wants to keep things a certain distance, because everything that he comes in possession of, he wants us, like a lot of things. This I'll say, in order for us to understand a relationship with him, you have to understand the relationship from a natural point of view. A woman has a husband. That man is an overseer. This man is, is in charge. He's set, but he has to understand there's a care he has to have. Like he let him know, you give honor to as the weaker, like he does to us. He didn't cut us off. If he the great, he made us Elohim, but there's no way he made us to the level of him. Because he said, if I put you to the level I'm at, I would have cut you off.
Right.
Listen, he said, the Shemahim and the Arats will pass away. He said, my word will never pass. Listen, I'll never go back on my word. I'll never fold on what I said. So he put some in. That's why I fuss at my brother, so my king. I tell him, I know I fuss a lot. It is because he requires so much. And I was a lousy man. I was a terrible man. Not that I wasn't working, I wasn't doing that. It's other things you look at. You get comfortable being a liar, not being progressive, not being like get out in the forefront of things. Like when Yahuwah came here, he got in the forefront. He didn't just sit around where ain't nothing here. No, I gotta get to work.
Mm-hmm.
You look at, I'm gonna have a wife. I gotta get this place together. When he brought Adam and put it here, Adam didn't have to go there and fix nothing. He's like, I'm bringing you to a fixed place. And you brought nothing. It wasn't, because you don't have this ain't true. No, I want you to show you I thought this much about you to do this for you. So I'm that guy where when I know I fuss a lot. I fuss a lot of my kids. I'm publicly I think of men more than it's easy to kind of succumb to that mindset of, oh man, the crowd can hold me back, man. They won't let a nigga do that, man. Nigga hold a nigga down. They got it. You buy into a psychosis you create for yourself. The system is the system.
Right.
When you are a man, you can't live off excuses. You live off of production. You know what I'm saying? I live off my production. I don't live off no excuses. So I can't move with it. I got to keep moving.
Come on.
I got to say about things, but I tell people, then you got to say, you got to become innovative. If you know this the system, you got to learn how to work in it.
Come on.
Now, the system not going to be destroyed for you. So you got to learn how to work. But I find guys, I said, when you're a man, you got an opportunity to get information, absorb it, and use it. Don't wait till you listen. Women won't wait on you all these years like our mothers did. Our mothers wait on our father. I'm talking about wait on them while you're not where you need to be. Put up with your junk. They're going to leave you. Ain't nobody got time for you to grow.
Not in this society.
You should have been grown when you got me. Because you got to look at Kaur. When she got Adam, she can't wait on him to grow. You already grown. You're grown. I ain't waiting on you to grow up. And you got guys, they still trying to grow up.
Right.
And see, I was fortunate enough to have a good wife to, to work me. But she'll tell I never had to sit down no classes on teach me how to be no husband. And listen, these bills get behind, listen, you need to kind of look at doing something. Listen, man, when I bought my first home, I had been fired from my job. I put my money up, I worked. When I got my wife, we had an apartment, right? We were moving into. My landlord got me there where he told me, he said, listen, he said he did not want his daughter, his baby girl to get married. He said, listen, I told him I was going to take care of what I do. Man, he'll still argue. They might send a text to my family. And I told him I need a check for her. But anyway, I told him I was going to do it. I was getting an apartment. He told me, he said, listen, he said, don't get the apartment. He said, you get the apartment. He said, you're never going to get out. You're going to be stuck in the apartment. He said, do this. Your daddy got that house on there by himself. He said, stay with your dad. I said, no. I said, I got a wife. I'm going to get me a house. I'm going to get the apartment. We moved the apartment. He said, listen. He said, don't get the apartment. He said, you're going to get stuck and you're not going to get out the apartment. He said, go stay. And I was like, I told him again, I did it. I said, okay. He told me to do it. But I put my hustle on. You know what I'm saying? I put my and I bought my house. I got fired because I started a union and somebody told them, folks, I'm trying to help. And I still had money, everything when I bought my house. So I bought a house. I've been fired from my job. But guess what? We ain't borrow no rent money, mortgage money. I grind my behind. I went to work. Listen, I work my behind. So when I get on these guys, I be like, listen, and I came from the street.
It's because you did
working. I came from the street. So I know how to hustle. So when I watch guys don't move and I look at me, I'm always messing. I'm hustling, trying to put something together. It's like, I don't know how you comfortable. And as like Yahuwah, I look at, I use this analogy. When Yahuwah came here, he saw the water. He knew something got to get moving. Water makes life when it's moving. Still water don't do it. That's why he moved it. He moved it. You got to get something moving. And I see guys sat back and they just crash and die. And you got all of the help, the love. They know me. Will I bend my back out to help these people?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
I say forget them. I don't care about you or your
no,
problem.
Sir.
They'll tell you these are two members. They can expose me. Never happened. I'm talking about from a car to whatever I gotta do, I do for these people.
That's true.
I let them see. Don't ever use. Don't nobody care about me. People. There are people that help me. You just gotta show people that you the person that you ain't gonna burn them.
Right.
I bought my first truck. I had got a check. I went my credit card to get it. I wrote a check for myself. I'm gonna buy that truck, get it. And I had to wait on that truck, get that check. It went, and my wife working at a company. That white man told us, listen, bring that check up to me. I'm gonna give you the cash so you can go ahead and get it. He just stepped out for me to do that. You know what I'm saying? You know, it was a 10-day wait. It was a check.
Right.
I could have been getting him a bad check, and I didn't burn him. I came back.
Yeah.
I didn't burn them. I got people, they will burn you. It's like when you cut yourself out here, you're done. People got to know I can trust you. You know,
right.
You gonna pay off. That's being a man.
Well, I got a question since you brought that up, and I do have some residue of conviction about the statement that I'm about to make, and I think it's a statement I'm forming as a question, and it's directed to you, Raul, but obviously you, Resident Joe, and you too, Love Doctor, can chime in on this. Well, here's the scenario. Back in July of this year, I had got in a collision, and it caused me to go into a neck brace. And you know my condition, my health condition, it done something to my back and all of this stuff right here. Went into the hospital, right? So therefore, I was not in fault. The other party was in fault.
I could have helped you out too. Go ahead.
And so what happened was my vehicle. Well, I bought the vehicle for my wife, and the vehicle had got totaled. So therefore, they asked me, I had an option of keeping the vehicle or cashing the vehicle out. So I received a little check from them, and then I said I want to keep the vehicle because that's what she wanted. You know, because I bought the car for her, she wanted to keep it. Long story short, so I go to a friend of mine that was just a certified mechanic, right? I go to him, I pay him, right? Just off the fact of just being, familiarized with him. So long story short, he burns me, sends my car to a third party. Okay. So the guy does a shabby job on the car that needed cosmetics done to it, but the damages exceeded what they was willing to pay. You know how that goes. So therefore, I get this man almost $7,000 to do the repairs for the vehicle. Okay. So the vehicle is not nowhere near to satisfactory standards, right? So I still had an outstanding balance, right? Of probably maybe $1,000 left to pay the guy. So he let me take the car home with the intentions of me saying I will give him the other $30,000. However, he didn't keep his bargain as to what he was going to do. As he put Bondo on the car. The car looks horrible, in my opinion. So my question to you all is, should I pay him the other $1,000 because I told him I was going to pay it? But this man works for the city. He worked for the city of Phoenix Police Department. He would have never let one of those police vehicles go off the lot the way my wife's car looks. So that's my question.
Let me say this. A couple of things first, and for those listening, Wayno can post his Love Doctor, his information. You get in a situation like that. He actually does that. He has a business that does that, a legitimate business, not no side. Hit me on a page and meet behind the side of a building. Okay, with the hospital, the legal part, and chiefing an attorney, and does a very great job. I've used him several great job, not good, great job. First of all, I want to just say this. I shook my head when you were talking, when you said I gave you the check. You saw me doing like this. Never purchase a car back that the insurance company pays you to take.
Okay.
You'll never win. If an insurance company, this is what they do.
Okay.
They know what they're doing. I got Lynn Nicole. She's actually an insurance adjuster who does that. You can go after him. You can go to his insurance. I'm going to get to that. Yes, don't do what you need to do in business is business. Take the car back to him and show him unsatisfactory.
Okay.
You pay him that. All that got to be corrected. You'll keep your word. You'll give the $1,000. This has to be corrected, or I'm gonna go weak. Because that's the fact. Because a couple of things. If they totaled that vehicle, him fixing it didn't help you. That thing has to be. I own the dealership, so you know I know. Right. You have to go. That car has to be re-put back in the system.
You're absolutely right.
So you can't just fix it and say I'm gonna drive, because if they catch you driving that car, you'll go. Listen, you can't insure it.
Right.
It can't be driven.
Salvage title.
It's not because it's salvage. It can't be on the street. It has to go back through the system as it's got to go in there as a salvage vehicle, rebuilt, As a rebuild, insurance company will not insure that car for what it's worth now because it's already been.
Correct. You are absolutely correct. I know you know what you're talking about.
Since you're doing that, asking, he should have told you. He should have known he needs to have that car reinstated.
Okay.
Because it's not in the city. The insurance company, when they gave you that, they if you need to find out, did they salvage it? Because if they did, it's in
the MVD.
Well, that shouldn't even been done. He should have known that. That car got the body work stuff ain't the issue. It's what they wrote on that, all that stuff that on them tell what the problem is. So where he put Rondo at, right? It's been that's first of all, that can't be done. Okay. That has to be you have to show the part. I've done this. You got to show the part, where you bought it from, receipt, whether from the junkyard and the serial number, the VIN number off the car it came off for. Like, say I replace your trunk, right? I gotta have a paper showing where I bought that trunk from, new or junkyard. If it's a junkyard, I gotta have the VIN number that trunk came off for. They're gonna go in the system because the car got to go back through the state. They got to prove the car.
That's correct.
It got to be inspected. So the inspection got to show, okay, the trunk been changed. Okay, where's the receipt? I got to have all receipts. I bought it. Here's a receipt. I bought it new. Okay, I bought it from the junkyard. Okay, give me the VIN number that the car came, because they're gonna find. They're gonna trace it.
Correct.
You can't put bundle in. I'm gonna tell you something else. Everything on that car has to work. Listen,
everything.
The radio, listen, the cigarette lighter. The inside, listen, people don't a rebuilt car is actually better than a new one because there can be, listen, you can't it's just one little light. No.
Yeah, because the power locks don't even power lock anymore.
Listen,
and this one, because
take it back. It can't. He got to have it reinstated. You can't fix it. When he did that, but listen, you cannot paint the car until they have to see the car fixed. You can't bring it to them painted. The paint can be done after. They have to inspect the car to make sure it was done. When they hit that car, boop, boop. No, that car ain't going. It can't. So this is an issue, and he should have known that.
I'm not saying he probably didn't, because I think he did know. I just thought, I think he seen me coming and being a sucker, and I just, knowing him and everything, and just, oh man, bad situation. I thought I had to need to bring that up, because when you were talking about, the integrity factor and those other elements, I just said, man, I need to speak out on this, because I had just been flying by the seat of my pants about it, to be totally honest. And I felt convicted because I didn't pay a guy $1,000 and he hadn't even heard up 50% of what he was supposed to do, So
I can't pay you. This is the thing. I'm gonna take the car back because you took it and you got to look at it or see it. You go back and see him and let him know this is a problem. This car has to be reinstated. He knew it couldn't. The car was total. There's no way you could have fixed that. And you can't do that. There's no way you could be a body shop. I ain't even a body shop today. I know that much. I own a dealership. I know what you got to do to put them in. So there's certain stuff you can't do. If the frame hit, you got to have, that's got to go on a frame shop. It's got to show, they got to put it on the string. They got to stretch that frame. You got to fit, you can't nail on it. It's got to show you put this on a frame shop. And then all this paperwork got to be presented. Listen, if a bulb you had to buy, if it's a light, you got to have all receipt. It can't be, I had one laying around. Your car not being reinstated. They got to see where it came from.
Right. Okay.
So he don't know how he knows this.
I really appreciate this. Goodness gracious.
So let him know that. Tell him to get the paperwork, because listen, once he got it reinstated, it takes 45 days for the state to put it in and send you back a title.
Correct.
They got to send you back a title saying rebuild. That's when you can drive. You could listen. It couldn't even be. Let me tell you something, people. You cannot. I got a dealership tag. I can put a dealership tag on a car and drive it. If they catch me with a dealership tag on a vehicle that has been salvaged, they're going to snatch my license. They're going to take you can't drive it, because the code is this. The reason why they salvage it, it cannot be on the street.
Right.
Hold on. I got this one. She actually does it for a living. This is what she said. This is what she does for a living for the insurance company. What's the next word?
Absolutely correct.
To me and her ain't had that conversation. She does this for to add some states. Some states have time limit for inspections of repair. Lastly, cannot get full coverage, which she is exactly right. You can't get it.
Yeah, that's what they told me too. They did tell me that. She absolutely right. Yes, especially in the state of Arizona, they told me I had to get a salvage title, which I did. They told me I had to go through inspection before I could even put it back on the road. And then, like I said, the man claimed he got all new parts, which that was not the case. And then, because I paid him to put new doors on it, a new hood, a new grill, and none of this was done.
Listen,
all this was
get
say it
him
again.
I would do this. I would go to him as a man and just talk to him and let him know, see the car. Look at the damage.
Mm-hmm.
This car cannot be reinstated. If he has to take, because he did the body work, it has to be towed there. Let me tell you something. If you drive that car, if they see you drive that car to the inspection place, they're not supposed to do an inspection.
Wow.
It can't be on the street at all.
Correct.
Even if
Gotcha.
somebody hits you, you're not even supposed to be on the street.
Right.
So hold on. Chopper said, I got 32 jobs. Like Uncle Ruckus. he talking about Woman Nada. Okay, Woman Nada got 32 jobs. He said, yep. Hold on. Look what he said. Yep, we had a frame liner machine with chain pullers, computer on it, tell you wheel and how much to put. He's exactly right. I mean, I'm like him. You got to know all this stuff. It's stuff that people do and people don't.
2 miles in the mic, best broadcast on the planet. I'm telling you, man.
Do it all.
I tell you something too, Dr. Joe. You told me, you gave me some valuable information too when I went in for my when I got diagnosed and I had to go before the disability board. You remember that conversation you and I had over the phone? You told me, you told me, you said, no, don't do that. You work the system for what the system will allow you to do, because what these people will do, they'll cancel you out before you even get started. And I don't really appreciate that, because you educated me on that, because I was a nervous wreck going in. I had to go see a psychiatrist and all of that stuff to say, how I was dealing with the disease and all of this and stuff. So that was very, very helpful for me. They didn't give me number pennies on the dollar, but something's better than nothing. But now, here I am on a fixed income, and now I got this crook don't took my money, and now telling me, go and do the
when you told me you wanted to come back, you didn't see me doing like that. I said, always a bad deal.
I saw you doing that. Yes, sir.
But I mean, like I said, it can be rectified. He got a shot. He can be pulled on this, and they're gonna look at it. There's no way. That car got to be reinstated. It's got to be towed. So you can go back after him on that. He gave you a receipt, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. He got insurance. That means I'm going after them and let them know you can't do this.
Yeah.
You got to reinstate, and then when it reinstated, you actually lost.
Right. I actually lost.
I mean, because you can't full coverage it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, a loss is a loss, because at the end of the day, I'm just happy to walk away. The way that I was hit, I was supposed to. It could have been very, very bad. Do
you have an attorney?
I do, and I'm actually litigating that at the moment right now. They have gotten in touch with all my for medical bills and all of that, and
we'll talk offline too.
Okay, yes, sir. Yeah, so I did retain an attorney, so we're in the process of doing that, but it's been a long, drawn out process. But the wheels of justice, as they say, they turn real slow. so I want to be able to experience some justice, because I had already had the mindset that, like, hey, you know what, he's not getting another dime. I know I told him I would give him the other $1,000, but I mean, the man did a crummy job, and it took me back to the time when you had some dealings with the gentleman that was a crook, and you had posted him on one of the platforms. And man, I was trying to do an engine search for that guy. Like, man, how could you do somebody like Ra like that, of all people, man? Like, one of the most honest men, if not the most honest man I've ever run across. How could you do something like that? But that's what crooks do, They flam and they do all these underhanded things, and that's what led us to that politician conversation about these politics. They just do stuff they bought and paid for, and they run these shoddy campaigns, mudsling, have so many backstories, have so many scandals going on. And Rod, you always say, if somebody got something on you, they ain't gonna beat me telling it.
I mean, I want to know what's going like.
I know that's right. I know that's true.
I want you to put. I'm gonna and Love Doctor gonna post his stuff up there. It's just like I got
Yes, sir.
Come up here, Jesse. Waste time every week. Waste time. I put the people on him. Let them tell y'all the stuff ain't true what he say. People just waste time. People just sad in life. Tell the truth. That's all I gotta do. Tell the truth. Ask these people to tell you what they've done. Ask them to have any allegation. And I'll put them in. I won't even worth my time to fool with people. It's just being honest. Listen, I've done a lot of stuff in my life, my time. Listen, I ain't no crook. I ain't trying to beat nobody. I take my time and do what I do. I try to teach people how to walk, how to do things, and how to live. People waste a lot of time, man. And it's unfortunate, but that's just people. Like I said, I ain't ducking for nobody, ain't running for nobody, ain't hiding. I had a man put on him, Justin for Jonah. I made somebody divorce their husband, put the people on him. They came on here and told y'all, not true. That's a flat lie. Quit you, my son, ain't telling a lie. What happened? Oh, I'm sorry. What is it to talk about? These people, all people who tell, listen, I had people in my house. I took care of people for 2 years. Not one dime I charged. Am I making this up? One dime. Sir. I got AIDS. I take any blood test they want when they want to take it. People just waste time. Listen, I had people in my house. Listen, took care of them. Y'all hear me? Took care of them. Took my tax information permit and posted. But that's why I just leave people. But I still take care of people, help people. Listen, in my house, lived for 2 years, not one dime. Everywhere I went, I paid for them to go. I went to say, yeah, listen, food, what paid for it? Help them. Tore their knee up, had to have surgery. You remember that? We was at the funeral home. Had to took him in my house. We took him because he couldn't get an apartment. Took him in my house. My wife had to drive them to therapy. Can't even walk. One leg. I'm going to go. And you get burned by people. These people don't try to apologize. Listen, you can apologize. I don't want to see you. I don't want to talk to you. I'm not interested. Like I said, I have no hate. I pull out all the time. People forgive them. I forgive them. I don't have to fool with people. I don't have to waste time with people. I keep moving. I won't do you no hurt. I just ain't got no good to get to. Just keep moving. I ain't got no reason to hurt you. I can call the person. I don't have it just let you know what kind of stuff I deal with people. I get burnt so much from people, it's ridiculous. Burn. Mm-hmm. But you know what? The man upstairs, he studied, he carried me. And they don't even get this. You beat me, you the one losing. I'm still going. Right. At what point do your brain click on?
You said something so I just caught that underlying state. The closer a man or woman get to you, the more subject he is to be burned. Because that's how we do as individuals, how much we burn Yahuwah. How much we say we gonna do this, and we go back on our word all the time. We can't stay consistent. And that's so paramount what you just said. The closer that you get to Yahuwah, the more you subject to be burned. And people just take your Sodom king for just weakness and being like you a sucker or like you don't know any better. But y'all know half the people you see coming a mile away. And you already know what they already about, but you just go on with it because that's a part of the job. I mean, my hat go off to you for that because, I sit back and watch how you
it's doing something, it's getting low. That vibration come your phone. It's getting lower. It was clear like you get.
Yeah, it's getting lower.
It's coming from mine. It's coming from mine, Ross.
Yeah, well, okay.
Somebody trying to call in, but okay, yeah. And so you have people from all over the country. You have people from all over the world. You know what I mean? And then you deal with all walks of life, and then the people that you engage with, everybody don't have pure motives, you know what I mean? So, and still giving people the opportunities and chances, it's always a risk involved with dealing with people, you know what I mean? So, everybody can't do what you do.
Let me tell you something. Members, you know how much money I lost with members? Lost over $1 million. But I mean, at the end of the day, I keep moving. And what it do teach you what he said, which is true. You really just look at it, teach you a lesson. I took a lot in my life. I did a lot to people. I did a lot. And I was saying I lost over $1 million with these people. Yep. Easy. Listen, easy and counting. But I mean, it gets you, it hurts you, but you have to look at stuff you've done, and you have to understand what Yahushua did, which is true. He took a burning with us, and he still stayed patient with us and still worked with us. I do that with people until you get to a point that you just say, he said, "Oh, I'm going to jail." Let me, Chavez, I'll say the same thing you say, but you know what happened? When you I really get to understand Yahushua telling them, you know, you don't think that I could pull out to the Abba and he'll give me more than 12 liters that I wouldn't even be taking. You realize, I know, listen, I don't put my drawers on until I put it on. Y'all hear me? I put my drawers on after. I don't go nowhere. I don't go to the top. Listen, man, I'm telling you, I know how I've done a lot. I can't get everything I say, you know. But it ain't even about that. It's more about, you know, you just learn people, man, just realize that's where you at in life. That's why I had to get and grow. People in a place in their life to where you still at a hustle game where you got to take, you trying to take. I realize you really don't know how to make. I'm a maker. I ain't no taker. I don't have to run no scam. Hey, I got this scam. I don't talk to people who talk like that. I don't want to talk to you. If you don't have a hustle, man, if you don't have something where you can legitimately do something, that's where you at. And I look at that's people, they thinking that's a bit. That's not a business. When you know how to make money, I ain't got to take that. I can make business, and people know me. They make money when I make money. They know I know how to make money. They make money. So this footage that you see people do, you just like, that's where you at. And how long you gonna last? You'll run across somebody else who will put one in you, and they'll kill you, and I can keep moving. I look at that. I'm like moving water. I'm gonna keep moving. I don't let nobody stop me. I don't let nobody hold me back. I don't make no excuses. Y'all never see me got that breakdown cry. I can't do it. So y'all hold me back. These people, listen, these people know I tell them flat. What I say here, I say it to them to their face. They know I tell them. Nobody's going to stop me. It's impossible to stop me. If you stop me, you got to stop Yahuwah and Yahushua. It's impossible. I'm going to keep moving. I refuse to stay down. I refuse to hold it. I don't cry. Listen, I'm talking about real money. And when I tell y'all, Travis, I'm not making up no numbers. I'm telling you real numbers. I lost so much money trying to put these people together. Let me tell you something. I've never seen so many terrible people in my life. Members too. I call all of them out. People are terrible. You know where it come from? They've been terrible. They've been terrible all their life. They don't know when to stop being terrible and when to say it's time to change. Me, I was terrible. I realized when it was time to change. I realized you're going to meet on a few people in life you're going to see going to be genuine with you. I tell my members, I said, listen, when I'm gone, they're going to see what they going to do for them. It's impossible. Nobody can afford to go to your blunders. And people don't have an opportunity. You meet somebody that's truthful with you and right with you. You screw it up if you want to. Once they cut yourself with them, you're done. I got people gone now. You get what? They can never come back here. Never. These people know me. I hold listen. And I keep moving. Do I be running people down that ain't him? They're right there. Do I be running them down?
Nope.
Listen, I have no conversation. Just like Jess, I see. How many times y'all heard me run Jesse down? Them members on the side, ask them. I don't wait no time with these people. You know why you come back here? There's nothing out there.
Facts.
You're hurt when you leave here. You get out there, you realize people don't care about you out there.
No.
Facts.
If you can't carry yourself, you're done. People who looking for dead weight. These people know. I tell people, when you get out here, you're gonna realize if I teach my member this, I try to teach them. Listen, I know how to hustle. I've been a hustler a long time. You don't know how to hustle. Nobody gonna carry you. You fall down. You stay down. That's how people come up when other people lose.
Facts.
So, you know, I just try to put that out there to people and everything. I do want Love Doctor, if you could post that information, if y'all get in an accident situation.
I got to retain that information.
I
need to retain that information.
Y'all have a situation, he'll advise it.
Yeah, I put it in the chat.
Somebody want to know about this. Are they asking about Love Doctor? Is that the legend, the man, the very funny?
Derek. Like you said, man. Once they leave out of the way of y'all, man, you know, a lot of time, man, people have to conform to what they're going to. When you leave there, you got to conform to what you're going to, and it's the probability of them making it back is almost slim to none. You know, and I think about a lot of people that have come and gone, and I thank on them a lot. But I say, man, what a grave mistake they made. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, that was a choice they made, and that's a choice they have to live with. So my advice, man, to anybody that's listening out there, man, if you got a relationship with Yahuwah, man, and Yahusha, stay connected, because you're not guaranteed to make it back. You know, though I'm a remote member, I ain't got nowhere else to go. Ain't nowhere else for me to go. I ain't got nowhere else. I don't want to go nowhere else.
I try to tell people, I ain't the best at one thing they never heard me say. I'm the only one. I'm the best. They got to come see me. I got the scrolls. Man, quit all this lying. Just be, you know what, people that do follow me for the fact of I'm genuine, I'm real. I say some stuff, they might say, oh, goodness, did he say that to me? But they know one thing about it. I got their back.
Yeah, you can.
It don't matter what they do. One thing ain't going to happen. Ain't nobody nowhere on the top side of their planet going to take nothing from none of them members. They ain't going to sleep outside. They ain't going to eat out no trash can. They ain't putting nothing in their mouth off your bottom part of your body, and you ain't going to know their real end. Not long as I'm on the top side of you who will keep me. I hug these people. I get on them, but they know I got their back now. I'm gonna make sure they're gonna eat.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he got the music playing. That's Love Doctor. Love Doctor, we gonna go ahead and Love Doctor. We hoping tonight that you'll be able to go and find a way to break your virginity. We want to all keep him lifted up. Let up on those pimps. But he's not up on them pimps. He's up on them pimp, but it's still the truth and hot. Man, I appreciate it. And that's it. And I want to leave that with people. You don't have to hate people. And I don't. I really got in my heart, I can say it with surety, I don't hate nobody. People disappoint you, but you don't give people that. It takes from you and the person that you could truly be when you do. And I didn't realize that. It took from me. It hurt me in my endeavor with my relationship with you. That's why I put all things aside. Even if but listen, I don't want none of them people to burn on my account and nothing happen with me. Whatever you go to Sheol for, let that be something you do on your own. Myself, man, that have made a lot of faults in my past life. Y'all got me. If I'm making something now, I ain't aware of it. I know it. Make no mistake. I'm going to change. Because at the end of the day, I got to be right for me. I got to be able to meet my maker. There ain't no game. There ain't no playing about that. That's true for me. My eye closed. I got to be right. We appreciate you guys, your time. Appreciate you guys coming your home. Most thing in your ear. You know, people talk about, what's personal to people. Being able to get in your ear and you get a chance to rest in your mind, then you think a lot of us and we think a lot of you for doing it. If anybody asks you, do you mind? You tell them you always mind. Every Thursday night, right here. Mice in my mind. Hey, if nobody else told you they love you. Hey, we love you. And our language is called hard. Too late here. Love Dr. Resident Joe and Confederate 48. Take us home.
Yeah, Confederate 48. I want you to start off with a saying. Give us a saying, Confederate 48. And Dr. Joe, you next.
You go next.
You go next, Love Doc. I'm trying to put something
I'm tired of him. Put it.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
If you spend your time working on self, you won't have time trying to repair others.
Okay. Looking at what Andrew put. He said,
I like that, Confederate.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate it. He said, Andrew put, got to be okay with the choices people make. Just remove ourselves from them. That's it. That's it. Come on, Love Doctor, trying to put something out there.
It was about time. Mine is that
just give
we
it to
all
them.
have 24 hours in a day. What are you going to do with your time?
Let me ask you something. So if a person get up
at
so somebody gets up at 6 o'clock in the morning and gets killed at 7 o'clock, how you explain everybody got 24 hours a day?
Everybody got 24 hours in a day.
That's not true. See, that first statement wrong. Everybody don't have. If a person get killed during the day, they don't have.
Okay. Well, what about the people who never was born? They don't have 24 hours. You right? They don't. You right. I was talking about. I was talking about the people who were born. They don't even count. I want to talk about the people who died. I don't talk about the people that's killed. I'm talking about the people under the sound of my breath.
They tell somebody. Andrew got a good one for you. Take this boo for Thule, Love Doctor. Boo, boo, boo.
All right, Andrew. Right, he one of them keyboard warriors. He's out there in the keyboard. You can do all that text and show your face. Show your face.
He ain't showing face. He said 3 times a week and twice on Shabbat. 5 times a week.
No, I appreciate you, Andrew. I appreciate you out there, man. Thanks for watching the show. Appreciate it.
Woman, I got one. Hold on before you go. When you put the door to the floor, no tadpole, wiggle tail getting. Hear me talking. Boy, that's classic. You can't do nothing. Listen, ain't nobody topping that tonight. That tight.
All right, Dr. Joe, he done gave you enough time to think of something now.
Okay. Okay, here goes for preacher. If you are a giver, if you're a helper, learn to have limits because takers don't have any.
Oh my goodness, that's the best I heard out of him.
What?
That was really good. I think you did good, Dr. Joe. Even though it ain't had nothing to do with what the theme was time, but it don't have
nothing to do with time. It's her saying, how you can't come tell nobody gotta be time. Because you done got some jump.
It has to do with the conversation.
They started off with time, so I was good enough what Confederate 48 was saying.
Look at it. The time to repair the roof is when the sun is shining. We definitely gonna delete you. You pull some more stuff like that. What are you talking about?
Who is Lady 5? Oh, is that Ian's mom? What's up, Ian? What's up, Ian?
We appreciate you too, man. What is that? Chavez Super Classic done got me through many work days. We appreciate that, man. That definitely to do it. Let me see what I tell y'all now. Let me say, well, let's say that. Well, if the day is today, let's get it right, because when Yahuwah come back, that's when he gonna pay.
You can't cut that one down. You can't cut that one down.
Huh?
That's like
that's off the dome.
And the little kid, whenever the little kid say a speech or something about the Bible, you can't cut down none of that.
I said you gotta stay.
Get it. Oh, hold on. We got somebody coming and get a quote. Somebody just said Thule. Look at that. She just get out of class. They want to hear your quote.
Thule.
They just said they miss your quote. Look at, he tried to cut off. He wanted to cut off at 10:11.
I believe it.
Yeah,
I was like,
he heard you were coming. Here, but correct. Get him.
Hey, I show up on time to work, and the people who show up late be trying to keep me staying late.
Whatever. Look at that.
I showed up on time.
Well, let's get our wonderful people too. They're going to definitely hear from you. Look at them. Make peace with the peace of you that no longer serves you.
What? Oh, okay.
That's too confusing.
That
sound like you got multiple personalities.
You're so facial expression.
How many users you dealing with? Is it 3 of yous or what?
If it was not for my grandson gonna probably need that computer to do his work, I'll smash it.
Richard, why you like this?
Glad you're here too. They say glad you're here too. Oh, her phone, her thing, but I know she what her saying for you.
You have your
okay, we can hear you, Tula. Give us yours.
What are y'all talking about?
It's time for the
time.
Huh?
You ain't gotta be no time.
I'm talking about what was the quote about?
Time.
Oh, time. Quote was about time. What you say, Tony? How'd you start?
Hey, say your quote now. We done gave you the word is time.
Say whatever. You know what?
Okay, time. All right.
Say a quote that you feel will benefit people
Sarah
today.
be scared of her quotes. Hold on, Sarah got one while you get it.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me get Sarah's right quick. Hold on.
Richard, that is horrible, Sarah.
This is Sarah right here. Hold on, Sarah is right here. Speaking on time, y'all skip my quote. That's her saying tonight for time.
What?
She said if you have a hole in your shoe, something like that. If you hear this, if there's a hole in your shoe, it's time for a new shoe.
No.
Richard, you made me go back for that quote.
No, what she should have said, if you have a hole in your shoe, stick your foot in it. That's how quick I think, man. You like, what is she? Don't that make sense? You got a hole in your shoe, stick your foot in it.
Okay.
Look at it.
They skipped mine too. Goodness, we're skipping.
When you look at yourself in the mirror, ask yourself, how is this even possible?
Oh my gosh.
Is he serious?
For some people, it's a positive thing. For some people, it's a negative thing.
No, when you look in the mirror and you see yourself, you say, man, you ugly. Get out of here. No, hold on. We got one, Derek. If 100 people trying to be the solution, Just take a deep breath, relax, and become the problem.
What's wrong with Derek? Derek, what is wrong with you?
Really like that.
Look, Chester Carroll said to make time fly, throw your watch out of the window.
Yes. What is going on?
Great job, Chelsea.
How about
Great job,
to make
Chelsea.
to make time fly, put your watch on a plane.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's
creative. That's creative.
Hey, you know what? Talking about putting the watch on the airplane, this is a true story.
Okay.
The people, they always used to call me airplane because I'm so fly.
They used to call you probably airplane because you just playing this dry.
That's just so lame.
Yeah, the spirit airplane. That's so
that's right.
Said, don't look at Joanna. Don't be a hater all your life. Wow, that's
I'm sorry, but that shoe quote was horrible. I have to say.
It was terrible. Instead of, then you like the other one. If you have a hole in your shoe, stick your foot in it.
Yes.
All right, Tula, you better have a good one. What you got for us, Tula?
Justin, the best quote of the night. Are you serious?
Who said that?
Somebody drunk who's trying to fill up a village with kids. You don't need a clock to know what time it is. You could have said, "Look at the hands of time."
All right, Tula, you can't find that, Tula?
I got it. I'm ready.
Yeah,
well, go ahead.
Let somebody old toilet, man. You just got married. Go to sleep
and turn your camera on.
My camera is on.
There you go.
Your wife says it's time for you to go to bed.
Nobody made they face blame the parent. Wow.
It said it's time for the love doctor to go to bed.
That's
right.
Okay, time moves slowly but passes quickly.
All right, that's a great job, Tula. That's a great job, Tula. You did that's a great job. You tried your best. That's a great job, Tula.
No, doctor.
Please tell me you didn't think that up.
What?
Please tell me you read that on a bathroom wall somewhere.
Possibly.
Look at the love doctor.
You did a great job, Tula. That's a great job.
That's because you don't have a good one. Don't do that.
It's hard.
No, that's my commission, and I'm support her in everything she do. You just keep doing better. It's gonna come better for you.
Somebody said for you, boo, love doctor.
Yeah.
That's all right.
You're fired. Look at that. Horrible. She said horrible, Wendy J. Anybody ready to breathe and relax become the Wayne problem. Exactly. Hit time. Woo, but it was bad. Oh, hold on. We got one. It's time for the love doctor to go to bed. Oh, that's time. Finally, get rid of his virginity, y'all. That's a good one. Come on, y'all. He finally gonna get rid of his virginity. Then that time he can't.
Get ready, love doctor. Today might be that day.
The night when he get to break Madonna song like a virgin.
That's terrible.
You're probably gonna dance it to her too, preacher.
Hey, and I tell you what, that's all right. So let me go and do what I'm finna do. Y'all don't hold me up no more.
That's
dirt up the way. And then it fall out and hit him on his forehead.
All right, Tula, any commentary before we wrap it up, Tula? What you got?
No, I appreciate y'all holding it down. I was trying my best to get here.
I'm sure.
Well, you need to try a little bit harder because you late.
Yeah, she talking about she will fight for you.
Oh, for it. What they talk? Well, y'all, we ain't gonna make y'all start the show over. But that's okay. I get it.
All right. Don't tell everybody that we'll have them, Tula.
Now, she gotta tell us her saying what's the written one. That's what she
say. She don't have one.
That was it. That was written.
Oh, that was a red.
Oh, that was the one for real. Okay. All right. Well, appreciate you, Tula.
Time don't cost a thing. Just make sure.
I got another one. Time has a wonderful way of showing us what really matters.
I like that. I like that. That's a great job. I sign off on that.
That one is nice.
And
that is
Chanel, time don't cost nothing, but make sure you spend it wisely. Good one too to see you.
Great job.
Get home. I gotta get these 2 minutes going.
Yes, sir. I gotta get I'm up to 1 minute and 30 seconds. Let's do it.
I got a
hey, you guys need help. Go drink that tea that Ron
It'll take you a while.
No, I don't want to be dependent on no tea because I don't have to drink tea to get 1 minute and 30 seconds. I'll be able to do it on my own.
You need a little bit more than that. So go drink some tea. It'll help out.
There go the winner one for the night. I love that one. Cinderella took off one shoe and found true love, while some people take off all their clothes and still single. Look, Dwayne, think how long you been doing that.
Oh, ain't that nice?
That Dwayne, you know that story.
Yeah.
You did it for 40 years.
Yeah.
Finally, somebody took him up on the offer.
Yeah.
Stasha, we appreciate you. Please make sure you take a bath, put on clean
That's
drawers.
right.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all. Y'all put us tell them 1, 2, 3 a hop, y'all.
We're about to take it back.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Tony and Lee on the radio. Dr. Joe's therapy on the radio. The love got me going live on the radio. 2 mics and the mind on the radio. Radio, turned up 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 on the radio. 2 nights and the mind. 2 nights and the mind. 2 nights and the mind. 2 nights. Watch this. And the mind.
All right, you do something better. I'll do something better. We'll be better together. Until next week. Hey,
And don't forget